Hey guys, what's up? Bought a TTR 125 a couple weeks ago. It was complete besides a carburetor. I got the bike all tore down right now. I bought it for 50 bucks off Facebook. I thought 50 bucks, I mean, you can't go wrong. The tires even hold air. And they're not, the tread's not even that bad. The brakes work. I mean, everything was there but the carb. And the kids said that had seized up. So I pulled the motor and started pulling it apart, and I'll show you. Got the motor all pulled apart. When I pulled the jug off, it slid right off, but I noticed the piston is torched. But it wasn't seized up. And the wrist pin, it was spinning freely in the piston, but in the connecting rod it was froze. Not froze, it moved a little bit. So I had to polish that up. I don't know if you can tell. I still got to polish it up some. But it's got some gouging. Hopefully it'll work for this bike. I mean, it's not real high performance. Clean it up, it should be fine. But yeah, tore it all apart. There's a cylinder, if you can see all the scoring that happened. Aluminum stuck to the side. But what I thought was weird was I pulled that all apart, tried spinning this was still froze. So I pulled the stator cover, which I had to anyway to get to the timing chain because it fell down in there. And they had the flywheel on crooked. Somebody had it apart. So I think somebody tried to fix it after it blew up, and they had this all apart, and they just threw it back together to sell it. But also when I did that, I noticed this. Looks like the chain came off and busted the case, and they have somebody weld it, which I don't really care for that. I'll probably leave it for now, but I'm not gonna sell it and not say nothing to anyone about that. But yeah, I saw that, and when I was draining I pulled the drain plug to drain the oil, and I noticed when I had it tipped up on its side, I was draining oil out of here. I wasn't getting any oil out of here. That's another thing, that's all stripped completely out. But I stuck my finger down in here, and the case, the bottom of the motor is full of mud, rocks, and sand, which is all of this stuff right here. But the bearings sound like it's smooth, nothing's grinding. But I almost think when that case broke, they put the chain back on, threw a bunch of sand into the motor, and then it probably didn't last long before they burned up the piston. I'm hoping I can pull this cover. I mean, I'll check everything, clean it all out, spray it all out, flush it as best as I can, and just throw a new jug and cylinder on it. And I couldn't believe when I bought that, I thought it was going to cost a lot more. I got the new one right here. I couldn't believe how cheap this was, which I'll probably find out why it's so cheap, but we'll see. On eBay it was 49 bucks. Or no, this one, the 49 was out of stock. This one was like 57. And supposedly it's it's a little bit bigger. It makes it 149 cc's or something. We'll take this out and take a look. Comes with your gaskets. And get this out of here. Piston rings. Oh, there's the wrist pin, just fell out. Little keepers. And the new piston and the cylinder. There's some oil coating on it. straight from China. I mean, you can't go wrong for 50 bucks. Which it says 124 centimeters, which would be cc's. I don't know. Let's do this real quick. Set that down there. Grab my little measuring tool here. Zero it out. Let's measure this. Yeah, 56.6 millimeters. Let's check this one. Flip it over, even though it should be identical, whether it's top or bottom. This is quite a bit smaller. Let's measure it though. .7. So it's almost 3 millimeters. Was that 3 millimeters? Yeah, 3 millimeters bigger. Which I'm not sure what that turns into for cc's. How much bigger that is. But yeah, we're going to get this. We're going to throw this all together. I got a carburetor for it. I also got an eBay for 25 bucks. Should work fine. I mean, I'll run the bike. I'll change the oil after probably an hour or something. And hopefully she doesn't lock up or seize up, and I'll have a nice little pit bike that I got less than 200 bucks into. Okay, we got the new piston on. It's got the little arrow facing forward that goes towards the front of the bike when the motor is placed in there. Everything's nice and snug, and that wrist pin's all lubed up. We got the little keepers in there on both sides, and now we're gonna put the jug on. We'll first oil this up and put the jug on. Also got the new gasket on there. And one thing I noticed that doesn't come with this kit, I'm not even really sure why it's there. Right around here, around the cylinder, there is an O-ring, which I just took it off that one and put it on here. But there's an O-ring there you don't want to forget. Not sure what it's for, but I'd put it on anyway, just to be sure. Well, I just got the motor put together, threw it in there, pretty much like just slapped everything in there. It's not even finished. And I wasn't recording, but first kick, yeah, it fired. Second kick, it started up. I mean, this thing has old gas. You can smell it's like varnished in the tank. I just wanted to start it and see if it'd even try to fire, just because it's a $50 Facebook buy. But I'll have another video on this later. And subscribe if you like what you see, and hopefully I get more of them coming. Thanks.